You may remember yesterday we talked about the Four Noble Truths. And it's the Buddha himself, Siddhartha Gautama, the young prince, who wanted to understand the nature of suffering. He left his palace, wandered, met with monks, trying to understand this nature of suffering. He thought that starving himself would help. After nearly dying, he realized that this wasn't the way. He finally found a large tree to sit under, a Bodhi tree. At the age of 35, he supposedly sat under this tree for 49 days. And after emerging from this place, he understood the nature of suffering and taught it to some other monks. The Four Noble Truths, to remind you, is number one, the Buddha said, there is suffering. He acknowledged that. Number two, he said, it's the suffering which comes from clinging to impermanence. And this leads to samsara. This leads to our inability to break free of the cycle of reincarnation. And number three, he said that we can break free of this, though. We can break free and end the craving of impermanent things. And this will lead to nirvana. And the fourth of the Noble Pathways is to say that the way to do it is the Eightfold Pathway, or the Noble Eightfold Path. When you're ready, move to the next slide. To achieve this state of nirvana, breaking out of the cycle of samsara, or being trapped in reincarnation, the Buddhists say that the Eightfold Pathway, number one, is to have a belief and an understanding of what karma is, and understanding what samsara is. Karma is action. And these actions can create karmic debt. Number two is right resolve, or living ahimsa, which is to say living non-violently. Number three is to have right speech, no lying, no gossiping. Number four, right action, no injuring, no killing, no stealing. Number five, right livelihood, living consistent with values. Number six, right effort, guarding against sensual thoughts. Number seven, right mindfulness, trying to lead or live a conscious life. And number eight, which we will be segueing into now, is right samadhi, which is concentration or meditation. And we'll be practicing a 4-stage meditation called yana, or 4 levels. When you're ready, move to the next slide. So we're now going to work on that 8th step of the Eightfold Pathway. And to do that, we're going to be doing a meditation, and it's a 4 yana or 4 level meditation. To begin with, as we've always done, find yourself seated in an upright, dignified posture, feet flat on the floor, maintaining the neutral curves in your spine. Have your hands in a symmetrical position. And we're going to begin at the sound of the bell, descending into our 4th or deepest level of meditation. Begin by focusing on all sensations, similar to as we've done before. Notice everything you feel. You can feel the chair, your clothing, the floor perhaps. Notice on what you hear. Perhaps notice what you can smell or taste. Notice the sensations of breath. As we practiced in Vipassana yesterday, notice how Your breath moves your body. Notice on how you feel. Happy, relaxed, sad, anxious. None of these are to be judged, just to notice. I'd like you now to drop down into a deeper state of concentration and start to tune out all those things that you've just been paying attention to. Allow them to fade into the background. As you move into this second jhana, notice that you can still experience breath, but all those other sensations of what you could feel and hear have faded away. Whatever emotions you were feeling, allow those to fade away, and it uncovers a state of bliss. Bliss is the combination of joy and happiness, and this is always with you, although regularly covered up. As we get into the second jhana, we become aware of bliss and breath, happiness, joy, and breathing. Descend now down into the third jhana, dropping deeper. In this jhana, we notice that even breathing becomes less obvious. I'm also going to ask you to release 1/2 of bliss. Just let go of joy. We still experience happiness. Now move down into the deepest level of concentration, the fourth jhana. Start to notice that you're gaining a sensation of floating. As you release happiness now, you are balanced. There's no sadness, no happiness, no joy, no frustration, just floating. The state of neither pleasure nor pain, the Buddha said, is actually a subtle form of happiness which is more sublime. Notice how relaxed you feel. It's as if you're untethered. At the sound of the bell, this will conclude our 4-level or 4-jhana meditation. I hope you've enjoyed that meditation, and allow the sound of that bell and the sound of my voice to bring you back to our first jhana, where you experience all sensations. But know that any time you need to or want to, you can descend through those 4 levels to get to this point of equanimity or balance. I look forward to seeing you or connecting with you tomorrow for our final meditation. It's been my pleasure working with you through this process. We'll see you tomorrow.